There is no more powerful thing in the universe than the power of the idea. So what I'd like to do is get you comfortable with the idea of interdimensional coexistence, namely spirit and body unified. Now, let's start with a few basic ideas. All you have to do is get comfortable with the idea shape of interdimensional coexistence. Pay attention and follow along. It's very, very, very simple. In truth, the answer, the solution to the problem that we are facing is actually the most very simple of things. All you have to do is change one little thing, and that is a point of view. Namely, awareness from one dimension existing in the dimension of its opposite. Once you understand the relationship between the two dimensions, everything will make sense. All right? So let's begin. We're going to talk about three elements in two dimensions. There are only two dimensions that we need to concern ourselves with, and there's a million ways to describe it visually with symbols, so I'll try a few different ways. Hopefully something will catch, something will make sense to you, and you will understand. So we'll start with this. Two separate, completely separate and independent dimensions. We're going to call this one the first element, and this one the second element. Do you understand? Awareness from one dimension existing in the dimension of its opposite. The first element is basically the essence of heaven. Now the first element is a dimension of all positivity, and we will represent it with this symbol, all positive. Okay? The second element is the opposite of the first element. So the opposite of an all positive is negative. But in a freestanding dimension, we have to show what it is negative of, so included in that negative is positive. So we have the first element, which you may call the essence of heaven, and the second element dimension, which is the dimension of the material. Namely, this world is the second element. The opposite of the first element is the second element. The opposite of an all positive is not simply a negative, but the opposite of an all positive singularity is in actuality duality, which is what we have here from a subatomic level on up, and that includes everything. So to help you understand, let's draw it like this. Two lines. Okay? This is the first element, the all positive dimension that has within it no opposites. And here is the opposite, namely this material dimension, which is bound, defined by nothing more than opposites, polarities, right? Right here is now. Right here is you. So with this awareness bound into a second element material body, you have the choice of viewing this dimension one of two ways. This way, or you can view it this way. We have our awareness, and we have our bodies, right? First element awareness, bound in a second element material body. That is what we are. second element is basically the opposite of the first element. The second element is this world. So, when first element awareness, encounters the second element, material duality, this first element awareness becomes fractured, much like a beam of light hitting a prism, separates it into a myriad of different components. Just like that. This range, this arena, where our first element awareness wanders, once it is fractured by the second element dimension, is called the third element. We lose sight of our true nature, and that is the combination of first element awareness and second element material bodies. If we can put our attention back on the now, the third element, as you see, becomes a sleek skin of awareness. Because there'll always be a third element, okay? The difference is a third element that is infected and blistered and bloated out with our focus away from what we truly are, which is spirit and body. When we have this sort of attitude, we start believing that our intellect is actually the superior force in the combination. Right? But that is not true. The only truth is body, spirit, and right now. What's the purpose? What is the goal? Who cares, right? But here's the goal. The deal is we are here now in this second element material dimension. But we, as beings of awareness, beings of first element awareness, are actually on a much larger journey than just this material dimension. As an individual, which is what this symbol represents,